What's up, peeps? Guess what? It's AEW extravaganza time. Yes, we got both Rampage and Dynamite. We have ratings news that will just kind of blow your mind. Plus, acknowledge her. This is Total Spotfest.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to Total Spotfest. Talking right now is JJ Brownlee. Talking very shortly is going to be Mr. Jamie Faulkner. This is Total Spotfest. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you are checking us out on YouTube, drop a comment down below to join the conversation. Hit the like button while you're down there. If you are checking us out through your favorite podcast provider, you can get in touch with us and join the conversation on Twitter at Total Spotfest. And of course, do not be afraid to go to that website, www.totalspotfest.com. That is where all of our stuff is. So, Jamie, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's starting to feel like fall. It's awesome.
Meaning the weather's nice and
Yes.
stuff. You have no free time on the weekends. It's
None whatsoever. It's kind of fun, but it's good to see like Megan play some softball with her club instead of high school. Audrey and Jessica are doing their things, and with softball, and Audrey's in soccer, and just
are they full tilt into it yet? Like Megan is, or are they just getting? Okay.
Audrey's just starting her journey.
Okay.
Though she does make Megan work with her in the garage on the net, like on her hitting all the time. It's really damn cute.
Okay.
It's the cutest damn thing.
So you think Audrey's going to go that same sort of like commitment level?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I had a fantastic weekend that didn't involve any soccer or softball games. I enjoyed some nice football. Hockey season's in full bloom, so happy JJ. You're just watching hockey left and right.
Yeah.
Enjoyed some great wrestling, which was a little bit odd because of Dynamite on Saturday. It was good. We're gonna talk about it all here in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
So before we dive into AEW world, because fair reminder, this is our shifting for a couple weeks here because of NHL and scheduling and all this stuff happening right now. This is our AEW for the next couple weeks here on Tuesday. We'll be back talking about Impact and other wrestling news this Thursday. This coming Thursday, just a quick reminder, is going to be our Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory preview. So for those of you who I was looking for it, I moved it aside. I don't have it. I actually made an Impact Wrestling title belt. So for our pay-per-view picks, we always do them for the big ones for the major U.S. promotions and WWE. Oh, see what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
So we now have an Impact belt. Megan is the current champion, but I will be taking that belt off her. I spent too much time and effort making a goddamn championship. Here, hold on a second. Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this. I crafted this shit. You didn't craft this, Megan. I crafted this. So we'll be giving you a Bound for Glory preview. Bound for Glory is looking good. Spoiler alert, El Phantasmo's in the triple threat for the X Division title.
Nice. Well, to what you're saying about how she didn't craft it, I don't know how many champions make their own belts. Champions don't make belts; they win belts. My God. And Megan is a champion, and you should treat her as such.
I'm a champion too, and I make
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. She's coming for the 4.
Gotta do the hard work, Mrs. Female John Cena. All right, gotta do the hard work. Okay, So we're going to get into Impact. We'll talk about all that on Thursday. So if you want to get a wrestling roundabout, join us back on Thursday. We'll dig into a whole bunch of that stuff. New Japan things happening, a bunch of cool stuff. So Few little notes before we dive into AEW. First of all, our favorite local promotion, Journey Pro Wrestling. Fair reminder, there's still a few tickets left. If you have not got your ticket yet for Freaks Come Out at Night, it is the 29th, Friday at 7 p.m. Blip Coffee Roasters over in the West Bottoms. Feel free to come in costume because we certainly are. Jamie,
Yes, we are.
Jamie talked me into it. So, no surprise. Jamie's affinity for Halloween.
Yes.
Very much so. Jamie's a Halloween guy. I am definitely a Christmas guy. And you will know that here in probably a few weeks when you tune in. The visuals will definitely let you know that I'm a Christmas person. But Jamie is very much into the Halloween spirit, and we're doing a group costume, him and I are. No spoilers. We're not going to tell you what. You're not going to give you a clue as to what it is. It's good, though. It is good. We both ordered our stuff. Mine's coming in on Wednesday, I think. So.
Yeah, mine's already here. I have my complete costume here. So
yeah, mine for passabilities coming in. I might need to get some additional things. I kind of want to. If I'm going to go, I want to go. But it might be more craft time. I've turned into a Mr. Joanne Fabrics all of a sudden.
yeah, no joke. So,
but hey, it's all good.
We're not going to give them any kind of hints or anything like that.
No hints.
But-
No hints.
But I think it behooves us to like just let everybody know it's definitely us. Like if you know us, this is
If you
not a
listen to
surprise.
this podcast, you are going to get it right away.
like instantly.
Just say.
Or if you go
And-
to any show that we're at.
And if you see us and you get it, you see us at Freaks Come Out at Night, come up and yell what it is to us. It is a thing you can yell to us to identify that you understand what the costume is. So
Yes.
that's as far as we're going to give you.
That's fair. That's a
speaking
good
of Journey
submission there. That's good.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see people yelling what they think our costume is when we get there. They'll get it. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
So it's all Jamie too. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due.
It
All
is.
Jamie on that one. So what we were gonna do like Legion of Doom shoulder pads and stuff and kind of come at it. We were gonna be a tag team. And then JJ started doing the research to find shoulder pads, which no
Hard pass.
no.
Yeah.
Money, effort. Sorry, too much.
So we got cheap.
Walt. Yeah. Well, cheap-ish. We didn't spend like $5,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's much more affordable.
I spent $50 for my whole thing.
Yep, I'm around 40 or so we're about the same.
Yeah, there you go.
Walter from Journey Pro tweeted out yesterday, that there is big announcement coming. I think it was a little bit cryptic. You know how they kind of are. That's him and DJ are a little bit cryptic in their announcement, the tweet stuff. Purposefully, I love it personally. I think it's great. But big announcements, big things coming. Journey Pro 3.0. He says that everybody at Freaks Come Out at Night is going to find out what that announcement is. So I don't know if we're going to get it online before then. But we were talking earlier. We both believe our guess, if we were to make an educated guess, we believe it's permanent home. We believe it's some sort of permanent home. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe
Kind of like Kansas was for them.
sort of. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, who knows? But I'm interested to see. Journey Pro has been doing great since they came back, and the response has been great to it, which that warms my heart even more.
Agreed.
All right. So we will keep you informed. We are still trying to lock down. It's been a busy time for the Journey Pro guys. They've been wheeling and dealing, doing stuff. So we're still trying to get an interview in with them. It might just happen out of nowhere. Be forewarned. Follow us on Twitter. We'll let you guys know ahead of time if we can get them before Freaks Come Out at Night.
Mm-hmm.
You had a bit of news you wanted to talk about real fast, right?
Yes. So out of the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Not old Japan, New Japan.
Not old Japan, but yes, New Japan has a new wrestler in its mix, and it's none other than Buddy Matthews, formerly known as Buddy Murphy. So he will be making his in New Japan debut here in the near future. There's a nice little video on it. Still no Climax stuff because Climax actually starts up again this week. So for G1, so we'll know more about that. Like what's next on there. So yeah, good news there. Jeff Cobb was teasing possibly showing up again in AEW at some point, which would be really cool.
Ooh.
Because he said the door is definitely wide open for him to return because he did show up that one time and looked amazing.
So good.
And then of
Jeff
course
Cobb.
Will Ospreay is doing Will Ospreay shit and just talking as much trash as he possibly can. God, I gotta see him in AEW.
We will. We're gonna see. Well, I think we're gonna see Ospreay before we see Okada. I think that
makes most sense.
I think it makes more sense. Logistically, it makes more sense. Plus, I don't know. It just everything makes more sense to see Ospreay first. Is Buddy New Japan Strong, New Japan Regular? I know they're kind of a little bit of both. Everybody that's on, everybody that's in New Japan Strong is kind of in New Japan Regular. But is he gonna? Was it announced he's going to be for New Japan Strong, or is it going to be New Japan?
Well, it's New Japan Strong, but he's a part of all of it. So he's going to make his New Japan Strong debut, they say, sometime in November.
Okay. The reason I want to make the distinction is it's like, because if you're New Japan Strong, you're US based. So you've got easier access. And I say easier because El Phantasmo's New Japan, not New Japan Strong, and he's on Impact a whole lot. So whatever. It's, invisible door, whatever. Forbidden door. Invisible door? What the invisible hand?
It's invisible at this point, so
it done gone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And when we get G1 again, we're gonna give you some more stuff because I'm interested to see how it goes here. I kind of think Evil might win the whole thing. That's where I'm leaning now.
Yeah, it makes sense to get Okada back into the title picture, and this is how you do it.
But didn't Okada lose to Tama Tonga last, or?
Yeah. Well, or
is that Tanahashi?
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi lost to Tama Tonga.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okada and Jeff Cobb are still undefeated.
Oh, those two. I want to see that match. Pretty much every night of the week.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you got some New Japan news. I'm gonna go to our side of the globe here, but south of the border a little bit. We have some AAA news. Mm-hmm. We have AAA news coming up on Dynamite as well, on our Dynamite review. But AAA news in regards to one Kenny Omega. So as everybody knows, the belt collector's down to 2 belts: AEW Championship and the AAA Mega Championship. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be defending his AAA Mega Championship at AAA's next pay-per-view. It's on December 4th. It is the TripleMania Regina. I think that's how you say it correctly. It's weird because the exact same word is a city in Canada called Regina. So
yeah, it's in Saskatchewan.
Regia. Yep. It's south of Saskatoon. So whatever it is. But the TripleMania event on December 4th. He is going to be defending his title against Hijo del Vikingo.
It's amazing, right? Yes.
It's going to be so good.
I finally looked up that guy.
And now that you have finally looked up that guy, thoughts?
He's worth a Google.
Oh.
I would say he is a good combination from what I watched of like Penta and Rey Fenix. Like if you mix them together and you splashed in a little Andrade, that's what you got.
Yep. And make it about 10 years younger.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's still a rising star. So he's still, I mean, he's not green by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But he's not as fluid as Phoenix.
No, but
And
like
he's not as polished as Andrade.
Yeah, but he's got the ground game like
sprinkles.
Andrade, and the
yeah.
striking ability that you see it of Penta. And then he does have the high flyer ability, not to the level of Ray Phoenix, because there's not a Ray Phoenix. So maybe I should not use Ray Phoenix. Maybe I should use more Laredo Kid.
He's on par. He's tagged with Laredo Kid a bunch. He's on par with Laredo Kid in his flippy spinny shit ability.
Yeah.
And he's done some ridiculous things, double springboards. And I saw a GIF somebody put up there over the weekend. It was a second rope to the top rope, or second rope to this rope, over to this rope, over to a Hurricane Rana on it. Just he's got a good look to him. He's not a masked luchador. I said that before. He's not a masked luchador, but he's that Viking style. His father was actually a luchador. He was like Vikingo, so he's Hijo del Vikingo, son of Viking, basically. And he is fantastic. I think it would serve them. I can't speak to AAA what their booking philosophy is. They were hit hard in a different way for COVID because of the way COVID hit Mexico a lot harder than us. Mm-hmm. And we got hit pretty damn hard here in America. So they had absolutely nothing until TripleMania. And then it's just been sporadic since then. But I don't want to speak to their booking philosophy. Psycho Clown is like the most over guy. He's like the John Cena, if you would, of AAA. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. But Psycho Clown's presumed to be like the man, and everybody thought it was going to be Psycho Clown that takes the belt off of Kenny Omega. It still may be. I find it very interesting that Vikingo is getting the shot. He's super over in Mexico. He's done a little bit in America. He was on Impact back in, I want to say 18, maybe early 2019, pre-pandemic. No, I think it might have been 18. He's on a couple Impacts. So I'm excited. I think that's great.
No, I agree.
There's also going to be, this show is actually looking pretty good here real fast. So Cain Velasquez, remember him? Former WWE star. He was in something else, if I can remember right. Former UFC champion Cain Velasquez is making his first AAA appearance since 2019. He is actually teaming with Pagano and Psycho Clown to take on Rey Escorpion, who Rey Escorpion and Psycho Clown at TripleMania had the hair versus mask match.
Yeah.
So Rey Escorpion, Black Taurus, and a mystery partner. Mm. Ooh. And then Lucha Brothers are putting their it says AEW champions. Oh, that's right. So Lucha Brothers, Ring of Honor's Dragon Lee, and his brother Dralistico were also announced for the event. I was going to say they're putting up their AAA titles, but then again, we don't know if they're AAA champions. They defended them, so we'll talk about that in just a moment. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But TripleMania, that's December 4th. I'm watching it. I love me that flippy spinny shit, so I'm all about Lucha rules. Let's go. All right. So speaking of let's go to EW. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah. Well, right. Did you want to go there, or did you want to talk about numbers first?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, this Tuesday, Thursday mix-up switches got me all flustered here. Yeah, numbers. We do numbers on Tuesday. Let's keep that. Give us some numbers.
So I'm changing up the numbers just a skosh for this week, obviously. Not just because of, Dynamite moving to Saturday, but also it was a bad week for all of wrestling. There was only one show improved. That was it.
Okay.
So I am also going to give you the key demo scores as well, just so we have that, because that's a big deal right now. It's going to be a very big deal when I get to a couple certain shows. So let's start with Raw. the flagship.
Raw.
The Raw used to be War. Now it's what I don't even know. Daycare.
Wah.
Yeah, it's why. So it went down from 1.857 million to 1.582.
1.5.
Yeah. And their key demo went from 0.52 or 520,000 to 0.42, so 420,000. So that is a big loss in the key demo too. Like, not only did they lose people, but they lost people in the demo that they're trying to get. Ouch.
I don't think you can even like, you can't just attribute Monday Night Football to those types of drops.
I don't think so. And it wasn't even that good of a Monday Night Football.
Was it Monday Night Football? Was that the Ravens game last week?
Yes, I didn't even watch it.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's one where the Ravens came back. The Ravens and the Eagles, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game. So, interesting. So then, this is a rare occurrence too. NXT pushed. No change.
like the exact.
So 632,000 to 632,000, but
That's interesting. But demo.
Key demo, they went up from 0.15 or 150,000 from 0.13 of 130,000. So they gained 20,000 of the key demo of 18 to 49.
But they didn't change the total rating at all.
At all. They didn't.
That's weird.
Right? Like
that's weird.
That's a head scratcher. So
NXT 2.0 is the head scratcher in general. But whatever.
We're gonna skip Dynamite for right now. So this one's even more of a head scratcher.
Okay.
Impact went down from 111,000 to 89,000.
Ooh.
But
really, you're gonna give me this?
Their key demo went up from 0.02 to 0.03. So 3,000. From 2,000 to 3,000.
They went down that much and their demo went up?
Yeah. Yeah, this demo thing is weird. Like, I'm kind of intrigued and I want to keep watching this. So, all right, let's go with the new flagship, Fox's flagship on Friday nights. SmackDown.
On FS1, actually.
It was on FS1, so I was going to call it out. So you knew that was going to kill them, right? You thought it was going to kill them. They went.
I assumed it was gonna hamper them.
So
at least.
So they went
from not kill them.
2.147 million down to 866,000.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't crack a mill. But this is scary right here.
Okay.
Their key demo, they went down from a 0.52 to a 0.24. Over half.
That's not good.
Because they went to FS1 is what they're going to say. But this is where it really gets into Vince McMahon's ass right here.
Yeah.
Rampage went up. They're the only show that went up.
Wow.
They went from 502 to 578,000. Also, their key demo went from 0.17 to 0.24. And the key is AEW beat SmackDown head-to-head in that 30 minutes. They beat them. So, just to give you who beat who during that demographic.
Well, you're getting... Yeah.
So...
You're a little bit ahead here, but...
Yeah, well, we can talk about it now. So during that demographic, we had Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
All right, put a pin in that. We'll come back to that when we get to that, because I want to talk about the buy-in before I want to talk about Rampage.
Oh, we can just talk about this, and then we can get back to it. It makes my point. It makes my point.
All right, make your point, damn it.
Okay, so Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar got beat by Ruby Soho and the Bunny.
Hey, Ruby.
Hashtag acknowledge her.
That's trending. Last night, that was trending after these numbers were announced.
Insane. So here's the exact numbers. So from 10 to 10:15, AEW had 363 viewers versus 272,000 for SmackDown. From 10:15 to 2:30, they both dipped, if you will. Or actually, the SmackDown went up just a hair, and AEW dipped. AEW's at 293,000. SmackDown was also at 293,000. So for the full 30 minutes, SmackDown had 282.5. AEW had 328. Beat them. And from what the reports are saying right now on the dirt sheets, this was a hot topic of conversation at Monday Night Raw.
Really?
This is the first time since WCW that WWE is lost in the ratings to another wrestling show.
They're not including NXT in that, obviously.
Yes, they're talking about one of their flagships.
Wow. So they were talking about this on Raw?
No, at Raw, not on Raw.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's no way they brought this up at all on Raw.
I mean, the only thing that was brought up on Raw was the Hit Row crap with Matt Caster. That was about it. Matt Caster put him in. He checked him. He checked him hard.
He put him, dissed him nice and hard.
And then, of course, he's like, "Oh, that's childish, man." It's like, dude, quit being a baby. You called him out, and he just hit you with a left cross, and now you're acting like a little baby back bitch. No.
I mean, up until this point, you seem to play the part, right? Oh, I got rap albums. I do this. I do that. I seen him stuff on Up, Down, Down, right? So I thought, oh, this guy's legit. He's cool. He's whatever. It's like, so Max is going at him. So he's going to come back at oh, no. He tucked tail and ran like a bitch. Didn't see that coming, but...
Yeah, top dollar is not very top dollar right now.
Top dollar is about 32 cents.
It's bad. Matt Caster he's platinum. He called him out for what he was, and like the thing is here in probably about 3 weeks, he's gonna be back in catering, and who's still gonna be on TV doing diss tracks? One platinum Max Caster.
Yep, absolutely.
The Acclaimed is here.
So, do we have anything from Dynamite by chance? I know it's short order at the time of this recording to get numbers.
So we just have overnights, and I mean, the numbers aren't encouraging, obviously. Something. We knew that they weren't going to be super encouraging. AEW, right now, Dynamite looks like it drew 658,000.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll see if they can. We'll see what happens when we get the final numbers.
Yeah. So just, I mean, honestly, like SmackDown, about half. And it looks like their key demo is 0.21, which is considerably down right now. Now, if they do the 5% like they typically do, that will get Dynamite almost to 700,000, and their key demo goes up to like 0.32. So that's a little more respectable, but we'll see.
Well, moving nights is going to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, that tends to be the thing when you put a wrench in it. I think it's interesting when we talk about SmackDown because. I know that you say people don't want to deter and this and that with, it's a different network and blah, 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 but here's my argument. If it is that must see, it wouldn't drop that far, right? It would drop some, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like if people really want to see it, it wouldn't drop that far. Or, would it? I don't know. It's like it's hard to do. Moving to a different night is very hard. But they were on the same night, on the same time, and it's FS1. It's a channel that 90% of cable packages have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to drop by a third, sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go from 2.1 to 1.1. Okay, I could even see that maybe, but. I don't know. It's telling. And I have, a little bit later on, I have something that I'm going to circle back to this on. So let's talk about the shows themselves.
Let's do it.
Because Rampage I watched all of it. I watched the buy-in on YouTube. I watched all of Rampage live when it happened. And I'm not going to lie. This was a fantastic night of wrestling. I enjoyed all of this. I thought this was very well done. I think that it gives credit to the argument we talked about expanding Rampage. Mm-hmm. Maybe not 2 hours, you know. Maybe they keep it like this. Maybe they do the buy-in. And I think that's another thing, too. The buy-in had, as of Monday morning, and last time I checked, they had over 800 and some thousand views on YouTube. I know it's different, right? You know, you can't quantify that, but it's something. I mean, it legitimately is something, right?
Yeah.
So they had a lot of views for that. And the buy-in, I think, was one of the best things. And they opened it up to start with the head-to-head before the actual show started. So this is going on during the second full hour of SmackDown, right? Mm-hmm. Tay Conti and Santana Garrett.
Let's go.
Very interesting. And there's some notes on that because it's very it's not insignificant that those two were the two that opened up the show. Former WWE girls who were kind of, you know, treated like WWE treats women who aren't named Flair or Lynch, right? Mm-hmm. And yes, it was a little bit sloppy at times, and the internet was a little over harsh, I think, on this. I mean, both these women, these are not 20-year pros, right? They're still learning, they're still going and stuff. The crowd was into this match, though, which was telling, because I wasn't sure about a lot of this on the buy-in. You know, I was like, is anybody going to really care about this? You know, Miami's notoriously not a fantastic wrestling city, you know, but they were totally into it, and they were really into Tay Conti, and she has been improving leaps and bounds. She got the victory, of course, mm-hmm. you know, and it was good to see Santana, though, out there as well.
Agreed.
Then you had Lee Moriarty, who's now all elite, by the way.
Which is awesome.
Good for him. Yeah. Good for him, absolutely. Going against Bobby Fish. And this was a entertaining match. And Fish was getting over as well. I think Fish is one of those people that everyone's like, they know they're good, but they forget he's good, you know? Mm-hmm. He's just like, it's just a guy. Like, oh yeah, no, I do know him. Yeah, he is really good. I forgot about that. But he is legitimately good. And it showed a night later, and you'll talk about that, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So Bobby Fish got his first AEW victory, so he's in the win column. And then your main event, which this match, I cannot believe they gave this match away free on YouTube.
It's still like, yeah.
This is a pay-per-view match, legit. Bryan Danielson, Menoru Suzuki. Let's fucking go. And they did. And my God, the crowd was into this. This is probably, I don't know about the whole weekend, but this might have been the most amped they were. They knew they were watching something special. They were just in a frenzy. There's a lot of, there's a heavy Hispanic influence in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. And so, of course, they had C chants going instead of yes chants, you know, which I loved. I thought was great. But the match was stellar. If you have not watched it, pause this video, go to AEW, watch that thing 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then come back. You back? Good. Awesome.
Yes.
It was that good. It was fantastic. I know you watched it a few times already because I was like, you better go watch that.
Oh,
you had family stuff you had going, but
that was just a priority.
That was great. So that was buy-in. So that was a full hour, okay? Including a women's match that was about 8, 9, 10, 12 minutes, something like that, you know?
Are you saying it's longer than all the matches that were on Raw?
I'm gonna circle here. So before we talk about the actual Rampage show, a friend of ours, a friend of everybody in the wrestling community, it's Fightful Select's own Denise Salcido, has been doing a running tally, and she just stopped watching it. So she's like, this match starts, match ends, right? Yeah. So for the semifinal rounds from this past Monday and the Friday on FS1, you had the Queen's Crown tournament in WWE. Carmelo and Zelina Vega. Zelina won that match in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And then on Raw last night, you had Doudrop defeating Shayna Baszler, because what the fuck makes sense anymore?
Yeah.
In 2 minutes and 46 seconds.
Oh my God.
So if you're keeping count, that we were at 8:20 last time.
Yeah.
9, 10, 12. We're at a shade of 13 and a half minutes, give or take, with one match to go. The entire Queen's Crown tournament is going to be had in less than 20 minutes of total airtime. And on the other hand, you had Tekanti and Santana Garrett, 8 to 12 minutes. I can't remember exactly how it was, but it was definitely not 2 minutes and 40 whatever seconds. And then you had a second women's match on Rampage. Remember, I said those words. Now, you open Rampage, CM Punk with Matt Sydal. This was highly entertaining. Matt looked fantastic. And this is probably the best wrestling match CM Punk has had since he's been back in AEW, in wrestling.
Really?
Yes.
That's a bold statement, sir.
I mean, I'm saying it. I mean, he looked good against Darby, but it was a Darby Allin match, so you know that pattern.
Yep.
Plus, it was his first match back. There was some rustiness to it. He had a couple of good matches. He looked legitimately good. He had shades of heel CM Punk popping through here and there.
Ooh, that makes me happy.
He looked legitimately good. Sydal and him, they've known each other for a long time. They fought together back at Ring of Honor and shit, like way back in the day when Sydal was a young buck. He was one of those, coming up guys that Punk had sparred with. And so there was not a single commercial during this match, by the way.
As it should be.
And it's the combat too, the whole because if you did not know, SmackDown was doing their extra 30 minutes commercial free. That's one of the things they were advertising. Mm-hmm. So Tony Khan's like, I can't remember the exact quote, but to the effect, his quote was, "Well, they're going to do that. I'll do it too. I have more money than they do, so screw it. We're doing that as well."
That's awesome.
He flat out said, "I have more money than you." And that's a fair reminder that the Khans are about like 7 or 8 times more wealthy than the McMahons are.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon thinks he's God. Saeed Khan eats guys like him for breakfast. Mm-hmm. So, CM Punk, of course, got the win, but I loved it. It was great. He had a quick Dark Order promo. They challenged the Super Click for Dynamite.
Nice.
So there's that.
Yep.
And then you get into Ruby Soho versus the Bunny. Hey, Ruby. And this is the match that indeed beat out Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns in the key demo. And god damn does that make JJ happy. Hey, Ruby, you did it. Give me a shout. Hey, I'm not begging. Stop it. All right. So this was a fun, entertaining match. The Bunny's been getting progressively better. She's one of those Allie or the Bunny or whatever,
Allie.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the Bunny, but Allie the Bunny. Throughout her wrestling career, when she gets more consistent reps, she gets better. Mm-hmm. Happened in Impact when she'd won the title. Happened here as well. She's been getting more consistent reps. She's a lot better.
Yeah.
And this was not a short match either. Mm-mm. It covered a commercial break, which on Fridays they don't do picture-in-picture because licensing agreements, whatever. But apparently there was a ton of good action during the commercial break. So I'm just putting this out here. You had a 2-hour show, in essence, right? You had the buy-in, you had the regular Rampage. Mm-hmm. And you had 2 women's matches that were decently length. And the card was not worse for wear. So 2 matches, AEW. Just do 2 matches. Just give us that. Ruby, of course, got the victory. Then she got the victory and kind of ran out afterwards. It was hot victory. Boom, pin, goes out of the ring, starts walking up the ramp. Here comes Penelope Ford. And she jumps her. They beat up her, and then she drag her back in the ring. And then Penelope's got the brass knuckles, and boom, knocks out Ruby. And what we were talking about last time as well when we were digging into the AEW Women's Division, you now have an angle for Ruby that's not Britt Baker.
Exactly.
Thank you. You also have a direction for Penelope and the Bunny that's not just 2 crazy chicks floating around in space.
Yeah.
You can silo these women up for short-term feuds. Do it. It was great. Oh, by the way, next week is still going to be on Saturday night for Dynamite. That's because the Blues play the nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So,
there you go.
Let's go Blues. Your final match. They said they're going to announce the bracket on Friday for the TBS tournament next Friday. So next week's Rampage is going to have the TBS title bracket for the women. And you're going to have Andrade Pack 2.
Yes.
Then you had the Inner Circle versus Men of the Year in Junior Dos Santos. Dan Lambert called them the Inner Circle Jerks. That's a nice little thing there. Junior looked surprisingly good in the ring. I legitimately was surprised how good a wrestler he looked. He's still an MMA guy. He's not but he looked surprisingly well. Sammy, though, my God, he did a double springboard cutter into a Spanish fly into a shooting star press. A la John Silver-esque, bang, bang, bang. Double springboard cutter, shooting star press on the next guy into a Spanish fly. No, Spanish fly into a shooting star. Like, what the fuck is Sammy drinking? I mean, all those energy drinks got him just like amped up like a spider monkey. At the end, it was the Men of the Year and Junior Dos Santos that got the win. There's typical heel shit happening there. Hashtag heel shit. Where Paige Van Zandt came out. She's got to be joining them. She is getting way too involved, way too often, not to be moving into wrestling. I'm just saying it, okay? So she comes out, makes a distraction. Jorge Masvidal, who's at ringside, does his knee, misses, but that's okay. This is TV. We can edit that out. And they win. They start beating up the Inner Circle, and then out comes Santana and Ortiz. We have the full Inner Circle back together. That's how you end Rampage. It was a legitimately fun night of wrestling. Not gonna lie.
It was honestly one of the better Rampages that's been out there. I mean, if you subtract CM Punk,
that's an event. That's, in my opinion, that's in a bubble.
Yeah, if you subtract that, this is probably the best Rampage to date. Not even possibly. It is.
You think it's better than the debut? The debut had a card. That's when Christian Cage won the title.
Yeah.
The Impact title and everything.
I think this was well-rounded.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, because this one was so well-rounded. I think that's the thing. Like, the first ever one had 2 big matches and then filler. This one had no letdowns the whole way through.
No.
Like, I enjoyed this one. And honestly, to be fair, maybe I'm a little biased because of the buy-in with Minoru Suzuki versus Bryan Danielson. Like, Jesus.
I mean, they knew what they were doing. You get you all amped up, but still, even with that, Seidel and Punk was great.
Yeah,
it's always good to see Ruby on TV. Because she wasn't barely seen for the last 4 fucking years, but she did a good job with the Bunny, who I said they looked good together. There's a storyline there, a second women's match, and then this was Jericho and Sammy. They're always good. Men of the Year are always good. Legitimately, top to bottom, this is I agree with you. And next week should be stacking up to be the same. Like I said, Andrade Pack 2, let's fucking go.
Oh, I cannot wait for that match. Oh my goodness. That's just gonna make me happy.
Indeed. So that was Friday night. Saturday night, we had Dynamite. Jamie, what happened on Dynamite?
Well, sir, some good matches and a ton of promos.
There was a lot of promos.
It was very promo heavy.
You could tell they knew they were on Saturday. They're like, all right, let's get all the promos.
Yeah, I bet the crowd had something nice for them while they're there, but it was definitely promo laden. So we are going to start with on commentary for this one, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and one CM Punk again. So CM Punk seems like when he's not wrestling, he is on commentary. So we get our CM Punk fix every single time we turn on AEW. So the very first match, they open up in typical Dynamite fashion with a banger.
Oh,
This match,
this stole the show, my opinion, for the night.
it got my soul a little bit because I'm like, Jesus, this, like, I was expecting it to be good, and it did not disappoint. Plus, and this is Malakai Black versus Dante Martin.
Oh my God, it was so good.
I mean, right off the bat, Malakai is trying to keep Dante on the ground. that was his game plan the whole time. It was awesome. Like, there was just so much going on. I mean, Black hit a Meteora, then an intense German suplex, like bam, bam. Like, it was ridiculous. Dante hits a Super Rana. Like, that thing was sick. Like, oh my God.
He gets so high in general that, his Super Ranas are just mega Super Ranas.
Yeah. But on there, it looked like Dante Martin hurt his kneecap. I don't know if you saw that. And they kept talking about it in commentary, too.
Well, I mean, they were legit because, I mean, they were kayfabing it in because he kept going after his knee.
Yeah, but like when he landed kind of hard on that knee.
You think he really did? Okay.
Or he just made it appear that way because you know how you can do that. Or at least I assume that's how you can do that. And it was like there's so many good moves on here. You know I'm a big move guy, but I'm not gonna get too much into it.
That's okay.
Dante goes for a springboard attack and then gets hit with the Black Mass, which looked sick. So 1, 2, 3, your winner, Malakai Black. Not surprised.
It was so good. I mean,
but for me, after the match is where everything that I wanted out of this match really came to fruition.
Okay.
So Black gives a nod of respect to Dante Martin. Like, I like that. Really, really like that.
Which is unexpected too. Very unexpected.
Then actually it's a little bit further up with the Leo Rush thing. So we are going to put a pin in that.
Oh, the Leo Rush bit.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So after that, Jungle Boy says the entire Jurassic Express is all banged up. Here come the Super Click. They do their thing. In the back, JB and Luchasaurus are blindsided by the attack by the entire Elite. They do successfully powerbomb Luchasaurus this time through a table.
They were very adamant about making sure that everybody saw them do it too. At least Nick was very adamant.
Oh, 100%. And I love the fact that they made fun of themselves on being the Elite last week about it too. Like, that was my favorite part of being the Elite. But anyway, so they put him through there, and then they put Adam Cole puts Jungle Boy in the Camel Clutch. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. So right after this, here comes Chris Jericho with the entire Inner Circle. He does the typical face thing. Face, face, face. I'm a face, 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 face promo, face, face, face. So then, America's Top Team finally comes out. Here comes Dan Lambert. And he's getting the shit booed out of him in his hometown. Like, that's where America Top Team is based. And oh my goodness, he said some good shit. But then, like, Jericho attacks Paige Van Sant. And this was probably my favorite part.
Attack might be too light of a word. It was almost like hashtag me too, what he was going after her verbally. It was, woo, he went good.
Yeah, like he was like, is she obsessed with him? Well, he did touch her husband's genitalia or some shit like that, and
Oh, he said, I could give a rat's ass. I wouldn't even touch you with your husband's genitalia.
There it is. Like he was going after her, and like
And he started just digging into her hard. It was like, wow, like all onto her.
Yeah, 100%,
straight up.
Which to your
she
point,
has to be signing with them. She has to be joining. I mean,
she's a draw.
It's too coincidental.
She is.
What?
She is a draw.
She is a draw. And AEW's women's division, we said, is like right there, and they don't need to add a shitload of people. But a draw like her, even if it's like a Ronda Rousey thing, short term bit, right? Yeah. Be good for everybody. But it's too coincidental. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're not wrong. So Jericho wants a 10-man tag. Dan Lambert has other plans. Championship gold. He says the only guy that's holding a belt is Tiny Tim Guevara. I love that. I was like, oh my God.
You love some Dan Lambert.
Oh, Dan Lambert's probably my favorite heel manager right now, period.
Is he your spirit animal? Like Paula Ball is my spirit animal for a hot minute for a bit?
Like he takes, like I'm an asshole. He takes it to a whole different level that I'm like, I aspire to get to. Maybe in my 20s, I was this big of an asshole, and I've tamed myself over the years. But my goodness, like, whew.
You're Tom Hanks compared to this guy.
Like, I mean, legit. Yeah. So they want the belt. Then they want a stipulation on it, but you're not gonna hear about the stipulation until next week. Of course. Scorpio Sky reminds Jericho that he pinned the GOAT not once, but yes, twice. Then Sammy gets on the mic and he says that, they're all bitches and you'll see him next week. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Go.
All right.
We're kicking that can down the road, but it was cool.
Here we go. For the AAA Lucha Libre Tag Team Championships. The Lucha Brothers, your champions, versus Andrade El Idolo's hand-picked opponents of the Super Frogs, who were
Los Super Ranas.
Yeah, Los Super Ranas, so Super Frogs. So the whole thing that got me on this whole thing was as soon as they came out and you saw them, you're like, okay, they look like FTR. Like body wise, and CM Punk just is like, fuck this. It's FTR. Like he just didn't even care. Like you gotta be an idiot to think they're not FTR because they're like, oh, who can it be? And then here comes CM Punk like, it's FTR. Like just like,
he's like, you guys know that's FTR, right? You have to be an idiot not to know that's FTR, and because. They're trying to demask the Lucha Bros, and then of course they start undoing the mask on the Los Super Ranas, right? And Tony Schiavone and JR were trying to figure out if we're doing Lucha rules or if we're doing in Mexico in AAA. If you take someone's mask off like during the match like that, you lose. That's Lucha rules. Demasking somebody is disqualification. So they're trying to figure out, like, we're doing AEW rules. In the meantime, CM Punk's like, that's fucking FTR, guys.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So this match was awesome.
It was so good. FTR is so underappreciated at times.
Yeah.
I feel like that,
and they still are.
Always have.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Ray and Penta finally got their masks off, and you saw that it was FTR, which was perfect. And
right.
They were doing move after move after move. There was a double crotch stomp from the top rope, like a Lucha Libre what's up, L what's up. I don't know like what I could use there. But hit
Move
both
on.
of them. It was great. Like there was plenty of kicks, like you name it, it had everything.
Phoenix being Phoenix too, man. Phoenix is just he's just not human. I swear to God, that man.
But here comes Tully Blanchard, and while Tully Blanchard interferes with a ref, and Dax nails Ray with the AAA title in the face, hits the brainbuster. 1, 2, 3. You have new I repeat, new AAA Lucha Libre Tag Team Champions in FTR.
The no flips, just fists guys are your AAA tag champs. Are your luchador tag champs.
For the revival, baby. Let's go.
And they went all out. They had their celebration pictures where they're still wearing the Las Super Ranas minus the mask hat. And they did really poor Spanglish everything with the captions they kept typing on Twitter. It was thorough and enjoyable.
It was. Okay. So remember how I had that pin in Leo Rush? It's time to pick it out. Boop. So here is Tony Schiavone with Dante Martin and one Leo Rush. And Dante Martin's, just looks like he just got the shit kicked out of him because, I mean, he did literally get his face knocked off. But, then here's Leo Rush. Leo Rush is just talking about, he has to learn. He's a man. He's got to fail. But, with me, he won't. So moving forward, Dante Martin has a new tag team partner. And that his name is Leo Rush.
Which, okay, let's break that down because I found that during the match, CM Punk and JR made a very clear point to mention his brother almost being healthy. His brother is touring with them. He's not performing yet on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're setting up some sort of trepidation thing here with Leo Rush trying to come in, or what do you think the angle is with making Leo Rush Dante's partner?
I think so. This is what I think. I think something happened and the brother had a small setback. So instead of just Leo Rush managing him and doing that, he's going to do that until he's healthy. And then he's going to have his brother take that. And then he can continue doing the managing and build his stable, build his brand.
Okay. It struck me as a very odd move. I'm like,
100%. Yeah, it was just,
I mean, you want to have Leo Rush involved in, with Sammy and, Phoenix, and, we want to see those matches, right?
Yeah.
And so I just found it odd where it's like, okay, but that makes a lot of sense. It could be it. You guys let us know what you guys think. Do you have an idea of what this angle is? Do you like this? What are your thoughts on Leo Rush tagging up with half a Top Flight? Top Leo.
Leo Flight.
Top Rush.
Rush Flight.
While you're down there, give us your vote on names. Okay.
Top Rush. Rush Flight. I think Rush Flight.
I like Rush Flight.
Rush Flight. Pretty
Rush
solid.
Flight. We're gonna stick with Rush Flight.
Okay.
You guys let us know though. Give us a comment. Give us a tweet.
After this, they cut to FTR celebrating with Andrade in the stairwell.
In the stairwell, they're booking the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Schiavone attempts to get an interview, but MJF just comes in and cash is exchanged. MJF says Andrade can have FTR as his partners for one night.
He asked for cash and check, which was presented to him by Jose.
Yeah.
Andrade's little partner there. So.
It was good. Now let's get to this one. We have a singles match of Wheeler Yuta with Orange Cassidy coming out to Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. Going against Jon Moxley. This match lasted maybe 5 seconds. The time it took Moxley to get into the ring and out of the ring took longer than the match itself. It sucked. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. This is beyond a squash. This is a never should have happened.
This did nobody any favors. It was. I mean, you could have just done another promo.
Yeah, it's just so you can get Moxley.
I mean, you had 8 million promos tonight. This match didn't do anything for John. It didn't do anything for Wheeler. It did nothing for Wheeler. It advanced. It was no storyline involved here. The fans barely got to see. Fuck it. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is this
move on?
Because they said Jon Moxley in action. Well, he was in action for 3 seconds. He literally came in, kicked him to the paradigm shift 1, 2, 3. It's over. That's how fast it was.
Like Becky Lynch fast.
Yeah, and then he just walked out. It was
Whatever.
It was dumb. All right, so then Tony Schiavone's backstage with Serena Deeb, and Tony asked her about the new change in attitude. Then she's starting to do a heel promo, like she was just getting into it, and then here comes Hikaru Shida and just beats her up. There you go. So
beats her up. You might have missed this. She beat her up with the 50th win trophy.
Oh, I did miss that. Thank you.
Yes, she did. I'm cool with that. That was a good. I want to see that match more. That was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Another angle, a female angle. Fucking columns. These are my columns. See what I'm doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Columning this shit.
Mm-hmm. So after this, match of the night. I feel like this might be match of the night.
I'm sticking with Malakai and Dante for me, but this was a very good match.
I think it might be just for one piece, and I think you know exactly.
I know what piece you're gonna get at.
So this is the Super Click going against the Dark Order, and this match was great.
It was so much fun.
This
was a fun match.
Fun. So I'll just put it this way: at some point, Nick Jackson loses one of his shoes and socks. Like
it was the shoe first, and then the sock.
Then the sock came off. When the sock came off, Evil Uno put it on his hand like Sacco and did a mandible claw onto Nick. It was absolutely amazing. So he did a Mr. Sacco.
The crowd went ape shit. It was so good.
Yeah, it was an evil Sacco. And then he gets super kicked really, really hard. Like it looked really good. Then at some point there, Uno is in the camel clutch by Adam Cole, and then here come both the Bucks doing their thing, going back and forth so they can kiss him on the cheek. Well, this is my favorite part.
I know it is. I know what you're getting at here.
So Silver and Reynolds pull the feet of the Bucks, pull them out, and they both get in, and they kiss Adam Cole's cheeks, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, wait, what? They just looked at him all like crazy eyed.
The reaction was fudge.
Like, oh my god, BTE is everywhere.
Very good. If you don't watch BTE, get on it. It's all canon. It's so worth it. It really is.
It's so damn good. Then Reynolds and them do their flurry offense that they do. But then it just got shitty and super
odds,
kicks, Panama Sunrise, BTE kick, lower the boom.
Trigger.
BTE trigger, lowers, then Cole does the boom. 1, 2, 3, your winner, super click. But man, this match was so fun. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It was great.
It was a really fun match. I'm sticking with Black Dante for my match of the night, though.
That's fair.
But this is a fun match. Careful now. Hey,
sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, man. I don't know where that's come from. I'm getting enough oxygen, I promise.
Well, what was funny is we moved our recording time up a little bit because Jamie has early meetings on Tuesdays. So we try to get it early. The thing is, me and him sit there and shoot the shit for like half an hour before we press the record button.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Anyway,
right. So after this, Jungle Boy comes out, and I love it because the Super Click escapes except for one Brandon Cutler, and Brandon Cutler gets hit and then gets put into the snare trap where because he gets hit by a chair. I'm sorry, Jungle Boy hits him with a chair, puts him in the snare trap, and then he grabs one of the cans of freeze spray and is just spraying at Brandon's face while Brandon's tapping out. It was great. So good. All right. This is something that I have no desire to watch other than I hope to hear another Arn Anderson Glock reference, but I did not get one of those. Cody meets up with Arn and Dustin at the Rhodes Academy. Team Nightmare's there and basically trying to get him to focus, blah, blah, blah. He got slapped like 8 times. It was dumb.
Yeah. I tried to watch this thing, but I definitely used it as my bathroom break time because it's weird. I don't care. It was all like shot very cinematically odd, and it's just like, and the moral of the story is that Arn wants Cody to want to beat Malakai or something. I don't know. It's like the best move for Cody, I agree with you wholeheartedly, is the Homelander thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The heel, but he doesn't believe he's heel. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what he thinks are good things, but he's just getting booed out the building. He just keeps doing more of the things. And I don't know, especially with the whole Rose for the Top thing, he doesn't want to turn heel. He's against it adamantly. And if I was Tony Khan, I would veto him. I'd be like, this is not working. This is by far
Do you hear the crowd?
not working. Yeah, they love you as a heel. So do it this way. Do Homelander, because you will still be in your mind a face. He's been a heel before.
Yeah.
Okay? Something about having a kid, doesn't want to be him, or whatever. We've made mention. Moxley has a couple months older daughter than they do. He's out there doing death matches against Nick Gage and fuck yous and all that. It's not that big a deal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're not the beacon of community. Whatever. This whole thing, I don't even care. I care less about this than I did about him and Anthony Ogogo, for God's sake.
And that's saying something, because it's Malakai Black, for Christ's sake, you know?
It started off great. Malakai Black and Cody. Fuck yes. Oh, and again. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're getting it again coming up.
Yeah, and the thing is I need Homelander Cody. I feel like that would save him, because then he could.
It would.
Then eventually he could see the error of his ways and come back, and people would celebrate, and champagne would fall, flow from the heavens, and it'd be amazing. But he has to get there first.
What's the alternative? Because either he loses again to Malakai, and what good has this for the last 2 months been? Or he beats Malakai, and who the fuck does that serve?
Nobody.
Where are you going with this? Where are you going? Malakai's been going things. He's been doing this thing. The Dante Martin bit, the little wink back to him, all these little nuances, because, where are we going with this? Why?
I want to see the only thing that.
Homelander.
Okay, so for this, the only thing that makes sense for me is if he turns full Homelander in this match, wins via DQ. So then it protects Malakai and officially makes him ascend to heel status, but in the most face way, because he's gone sociopath and doesn't see the error in his ways. It makes sense. And then everybody wins. Malakai.
That's the saving grace. I agree with you.
Malakai loses a match that no one cares about because Malakai is still going to be strong Malakai. And it took him cheating in order to beat him. It's one of those things that's perfect. Like, just do it that way. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see it pretty soon. That's next Saturday, right? Yeah, they're doing Malakai Rhodes 3. Woo.
Yeah, so we'll see how this one goes. All right, so after this, MJF comes out ready to wrestle Darby Allin, and he was spitting fire.
Darby was definitely not there.
Darby was not there. He was scheduled not to be there, but that was the whole point. And then so MJF he was just bagging on everybody. He bagged on Justin Roberts for not introducing him correctly. Miami Vice, Justin Roberts, by the way. So he introduced himself, and it was amazing, the way he did it. Then he went off about how he's broke Darby mentally, and then he acts astonished that Darby was attacked. He's like, oh, Darby was attacked. And then it's unprofessional for him not to show up. I love that. He's like, you should be here, blah, blah, blah. Since Darby's not here, MJF is going to give mid-Miami some action. Wardlow drags out Bryce Remsburg, the ref. Bryce, and he tells him to count to 10 for Darby. If Darby doesn't show up by 10, he wins, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lights go out, and here hits Sting's music.
It's Sting.
Yeah, we got an It's Sting. Got the vintage It's Sting. At this point, Wardlow is sacrificed by MJF. He just throws him and exits out.
He throws him at Sting.
Throws him out, which that is totally going to set those two up here in the very near future, and I'm here for it.
I don't know about near. You can quantify near all we want, but
2022.
I think the next year sometime.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. It's going to happen.
So Wardlow gets hit by the bat. Matt feigns like he's going to go to the ring and or feigns. Why does he use the word feigns? He fakes.
Max, you said Matt.
He fakes like he's going to get in there and then gets hit. Nah. All right. So then after this, Tony Schiavone's with one Anna Jay. She gets a match going against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And Britt Baker calls Anna Jay a loser and all this, and she's friends with losers, so that makes her a loser. And, you know, Britt Baker's talking about the Elite is the best faction in all of wrestling, blah, blah, blah. And those two start going at it. They just, in a fighting way. That's probably a better way.
And I really enjoyed this very short clip because there's been a lot of thought into, is Britt Baker going to align with the Elite? Are they going to play on it? I know Adam Cole said he'd be open if Britt would want to do it, to have their relationship be part of, canon, and, but the part that I love about this, so you got Jungle Boy and Adam Cole, who are in a feud, had a great match, and are going to have a few more great matches coming up sometime in the future here, of course. Yeah. There's significant others going at it and that I love the kind of little small nuances that Britt specifically was throwing towards Anna. Mm-hmm. And it does her good stuff too, because Anna, she's green as far as age goes and time in wrestling, but she ascended really fast. Brody Lee brought her up the ladder super quick, and so I'm all for this. And this is a good filler because, like we said, we assume that Thunder Rosa is going to be the one to beat Britt, right? Mm-hmm. And the rumor is that's not until next year when they're going to have their payoff match. So this is a good little filler, not just with Anna Jay, but Anna Jay's got backup to go up against Britt and her army. You take Conti in the mix here too. Separate stories.
Yep.
Okay.
So after this, we get Kiera Hogan, who is all Elite, as we all know.
And got an entrance, thank God. Thank you.
An entrance.
Good to see Kiera.
Going against Penelope Ford with the Bunny. The Bunny did leave, but it was Penelope. Very short match. I was a little bit sad that it was such a short match.
Me too.
Penelope won by her Muda lock that she does. 1, 2, 3. After this, Ruby comes out. Hey, Ruby. And she attacks Ford. The Bunny comes out in the entryway. It was solid. Really set up everything again.
Keeping storylines going. I'm all for it. I did like how Ruby's not like a sneakerhead like everybody else, but she had some like Chucks or something on there with No Future on them. No Future is the name of her finisher. Continuity. And I love this. So Penelope Ford, right? Penelope, Ruby's tweet, because Ruby's getting much better at the social media game. She tweeted out a clip from it of her jumping Penelope after the match with just the words "Eat shit, Penny."
Perfect. So after this, we get a Miro promo. It's been a little bit since we've got a Miro promo, right? And it was glorious.
This promo. Oh.
So he's asking if he's displeased his God, And where is he? Why is he forsaken his champion? He says he'll make him champion or he'll break people so he can see his wife again.
Miro shot a promo on God.
On God. let's just think about that for just a hot second.
I'm just getting fucking. I don't even know anymore.
On God. Why is he forsaken?
On God.
Him? Promo on God.
Love me some Miro.
It was.
I feel bad for Miro. He got upset in the finals of the AEW games soccer tournament.
He did. John Silver beat him in FIFA.
2-0.
Which is amazing because Miro was murdering people up until that point.
Miro hadn't been scored upon.
Yes. He had not been scored.
And John Silver just hammered. Anyway, we digress.
Yes, sorry.
Miro can stay relevant however he wants. And this is fantastic. He's not involved with the Sammy picture anymore. I love Miro. I love him. It's great.
So after this, Tony Schiavone is in the middle of the ring and he introduces one Adam Hangman Page. And this was another solid ass promo. It was everything I wanted to hear. It was exactly everything I wanted to hear.
Hangman got his confidence back.
Hangman did get his confidence back. And, in 2019, he went through his whole career. He reflected on his AEW career, how he lost his confidence, lost his friends, and lost himself. The one thing that grew, however, week after week was hearing cowboy shit. The counting fans saying cowboy shit. And that was the thing, too. Like, he said that, 20 times in his promo.
There was a lot of shit talk. And like literally saying the word shit a lot.
Yeah. That was, taking the shot at the world title and defending the tag titles every week to whoever wanted it. That was also leaving friends behind and, for some new ones. Also, so was befriending the Dark Order and so was taking a leave for his new baby boy. I love how he talked about how he had his baby boy. And then why
hide that?
Last week he grabbed the chip. Getting back on the horse was cowboy shit. The fans still believe in him for the first time in his life. He does too. He promises at Full Gear he will give them everything, including cowboy shit.
I like this promo for several different reasons. We have waxed poetically over the weeks and months about the masterfulness that is the long-term story arc of Hangman Adam Page in AEW.
Yeah.
Right? From day one, from the buy-in battle royal for number one contender for the AEW championship, till now. Through the pandemic, with the rise of the Dark Order, the untimely fall of Brody Lee, and the readjustment to bring it back into the fold of this picture. I mean, masterful, right? We've gone at length about that. He didn't address anybody in the Elite or the Super Click directly at all. Love that. And here's why. There was a lot of promos that had a lot of little nuance in this. It was a promo. It was very promo laden. It was super promo episode of Dynamite. But Hangman, for a great example. I mean, he had little ticks and nods and facial cues and little bits of kind of pause moments, different things, talking about the Dark Order. Without actually saying Dark Order. And then. Same thing too. He didn't ever address Kenny Omega, and he didn't address and say the words Young Bucks and this and that. He didn't need to. This wasn't about that feud. This wasn't about them. This was taking this character who's involved in this complex long-term story and getting him to where he needs to be so the payoff can be, oh my God, orgasmo, right?
Meow, meow.
Everything was fantastic about this. Really was, even though he didn't touch any of the buttons. He put them all on the table and said, "I'm gonna bang these motherfuckers soon. See you, bitches."
Yeah. Oh, it was everything I was hoping to hear and then some. I'll just put it that way.
It was so good.
It was perfect. So,
they did confirm too, because it was confirmed earlier in the day. Tony was on it. Tony Khan was on a media blitz, and he just let everything spill. So, yes, definitely confirmed. Full Gear main event is Hangman versus Kenny Omega. If you haven't heard already.
yep. Yeah, Omega Hangman. Full Gear, baby.
Which, okay, does it sadden you like it saddens me the fact that it's not in St. Louis and we aren't going to it?
Oh, 100%. Because if it's in St. Louis, we'd be so happy and excited that we get to see this big moment. And it got taken away from us because of stupidity.
Because Tony Khan's too nice of a guy.
Yeah. 100%. That's exactly what it is.
That's really why it got taken away from us. Because after taking away, we could have gone to Minneapolis. Yes, I know, people. We could have. St. Louis is a 4-hour drive. We could go there, crash on a couch, and drive back. We could go there and drive back afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, like we could just all
Really?
night it. Yeah. Whereas Minnesota, we have to get a hotel room. And it's an 11-hour drive. Actually, no, it's not.
or
It's
an
it's an
hour and a half
It's
flight.
an 8-hour drive. It's the same drive that we made to Chicago.
Yeah, I think it's a smidge longer because it's 8 hours to Fargo. Well, I guess you're going through a minute. Yeah, it's about 8 hours, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
In November up to Minnesota.
Yeah. No, thank you. No.
That's cold.
thank you. All right.
Whatever.
So, main event time, Bryan Danielson versus one Bobby Fish, who is officially All Elite, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if we announced that last time. We may have.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Okay. So, I mean, this is what I expected out of a Bobby Fish Bryan Danielson match. It was solid. Wasn't spectacular, but it was solid.
It wasn't spectacular, but once again, Bobby Fish, one of those people you're like, oh yeah, I forgot he was good. He's basically the same wrestler as Danielson, just a smidge older and a little bit, it's just a little. Their styles are very similar.
Mm-hmm. That's almost Japanese strong style.
Right. And it was a good match. We didn't steal the show, it didn't knock any, but it was a good way to end it. Danielson won.
Oh, well, I'm getting there. Yeah, he didn't win by his usual stuff either. Like, that was the thing.
I love
That's
that.
the thing that get me.
Love that.
Again, you don't always have to win with your finisher. And you know me, I'm a sucker for a good submission. I was really hoping for a line tamer. Didn't get one here, but you know what we did get? We got a heel hook. The rare heel hook.
I mean, yeah, that caused a tap out.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So Bobby tapped, but then right after that they announced the tournament for the Eliminator tournament for the number one contender for the AEW Tag Team Championship. And here are the matches that were announced. Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Orange Cassidy, and Jon Moxley versus 10.
Who some would say is more shredded than a Julian salad.
He is more shredded than Julian Salad, man. But
you haven't thrown that out in a few weeks. I was wondering if you still had it in your repertoire.
I
was like,
okay.
So
just looking on,
this is obviously a Moxley Danielson setup, right?
100%. That's the way I look at it too. But if we know anything about AEW, they don't like to do the obvious. So
I would like to see Lance Archer Moxley because that's
3.
That's
yes.
That's what they really don't have Moxley in anything specific.
Yeah, just like they don't have Lance Archer.
Except that him and Archer are always feuding.
Yeah.
So
they're just the same guy, just different heights. Like legit.
Whereas yeah, I mean, and other stuff there, other possibilities, because you got Moxley and Moxley 10, Cassidy and Hobbs on one side, and then Dustin Rhodes, Danielson, Archer, and Kingston on the other. No offense, Dustin, you're not moving on. Okay, no. Sorry, whatever. And Powerhouse Hobbs, I think it's the same thing for you. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Cassidy, of course, big draw always. He could be Cassidy versus Archer would be cool. Cassidy Danielson's another one of those that the crowd's going to just go ape shit for. 10. I mean, they had Private Party beat the Young Bucks in the first tag team tournament in the first round.
Yeah, it was insane.
10's been getting a lot of pop.
But the thing is, like, that would make sense if Moxley had somebody he was going against consistently, and he's not. He has no one that he's consistently getting after.
I mean, legitimately, I don't see anything. I see Moxley and Danielson or Moxley and Archer. And if you do that, you're giving Danielson a loss somewhere. I mean, a loss against Moxley, you'll be able to see. Then again, you have two former WWE guys going at it again. These two actually did fight in WWE as well. Cassidy Danielson, not so much. That's more one of those first times, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
So I mean,
and then but you got Eddie Kingston too. You can't count Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
What if you had Kingston versus Moxley?
Oh, they wouldn't do
with the
they've
winner
already
getting
done
a
that
title
once
shot.
Before. Yeah, they've already had those two go at it. No, I think if anything, if they don't want Moxley to be a part of this, then they're gonna have somebody else from New Japan show up.
Cause him to lose.
Yep.
I mean, Moxley is feuding with Japan.
The entire country of Japan. It's just one of those things that you could just hear like coin drop,
You tried setting up for that, but it didn't transfer over. The microphone didn't pick it up.
Ting. I don't know.
I know you want Okada. I would actually be.
Well, he called out Tanahashi.
Surprised.
He called out Tanahashi.
He's been calling for Tanahashi, but it's also been made very clear that Tanahashi, until he drops that belt, is not going to be showing up in AEW, right?
Well,
he has said that. He has basically said that in interviews that he wants to go to AEW. His priority now is defending his title.
Yeah, which is fine. That's the title that he won off of Lance Archer, who's in AEW.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I think if you see anybody of that ilk, which is a good chance we could, I think it'll be one Will Ospreay.
Which would be awesome.
Which I know is fine. You would be fine with that beyond repair. I know. I would too. I think Tanahashi before Okada, unfortunately. I mean, I want to see Okada for sure. But I think you'll see Tanahashi before Okada. I don't see Tanahashi yet coming over. It's almost like he's doing it on his own terms, which he's earned that right. Plus, they're in the middle of the G1 right now.
That's true. But, I mean, this would... because this tournament starts next week, right? Next Saturday?
Right. And this is for... The finals are at Full Gear.
Yeah.
So that's the 13th. So we're just under a month away.
Yeah. So 3 weeks away.
The G1 going to be finished by second week in November.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I am really curious because if you were just looking at it from the outside looking in, it's totally Danielson Moxley. Like, that's what it's just glaring, right? So it's.
But you're right. They always throw a curveball in these things,
which I love. That's the thing. Like, have Maki Ito come out, like whatever,
Maki Ito Danielson.
That'd be so good. But yeah, so that was your Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good show. I mean, yes, it was a Saturday show with lots of promos, but it was an excellent show.
Saturday show that you could tell they were definitely preparing it as a Saturday show.
Yeah.
So good, bad, and different. That's what it is. Tell us what you guys thought about it. Tell us who you think's going to win the tournament as well. Do you think it's destined to be Moxley Danielson? Do you think there's going to be a wrench thrown in, and how? Let us know. Give us a comment. Give us a tweet. That's what we got. So
cool.
All right. Well, we had quite a bit of AEW. So how about on Thursday we talk about some Impact?
let's talk Impact. Let's
do
just
that.
talk
New Japan.
New Japan. Hopefully our good friends over at Journey Pro have a big announcement for us, so we can talk about that and what that means for the future of Kansas City wrestling.
Or even some little announcements. They've only released what, 3 matches, 2 matches?
Yeah, they've only 3.
3 matches.
Yeah, and then maybe JD Drake will confirm that he is coming to Kansas City. I can buy him barbecue because he said
He did. JD Drake did respond to Jamie tweeted out to JD Drake yesterday because this is another one. This is one of Jamie's long-term bookings here. Is that he confronted JD Drake at the pre-show barbecue thing or the pre-show side party at All Out, and it was like, you got the wrong barbecue, and to anybody who's a barbecue fan, you say yeah, that immediately was like, put up your dukes, and
it was great.
the two of them were like arguing back and forth. So Jamie had made the offer, so he re-extended it. So hopefully JD Drake will be here, take you up on the offer, get some burn-ins. We'll see what happens. I believe there's still some tickets available as well for Dynamite on November 3rd. So if you're in Kansas City or close by, come join us. Dynamite tapings are fun, y'all.
They are. And it's going to be lots and lots and lots of wrestling because they have to put some dark in there. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So it's always fun.
Right. Now Rampage is going to be live in St. Louis 2 nights later. So there won't be any Rampage taping.
Yep. Nope. It is live in STL.
So there'll be dark and maybe some elevation potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But it shouldn't be like a 6-hour day at the arena. Oh. All right, that's what we got. We'll be back on Thursday, guys. We're going to give you our wrestling roundabout, talk about Impact. We're going to preview Bound for Glory, give you our picks, the best of our knowledge. Remember, Impact always has a little swerve on the last seconds, but we'll give you the picks to the best of our knowledge. See who's going to go home. If I can keep this glorious belt here, even though it's not mine right now, but Megan's. I'm just holding it for her, but I want to keep it from her. We'll also give you a little roundabout, and then next Tuesday we'll be back. It's the last week next week of our Switcheroo. So we'll go over the results of Impact. We could talk about the details more next Thursday. We'll give you the results next Tuesday, tell you who won the belt, and then give you AEW recap from this upcoming weekend, followed up on Thursday with our wrestling roundabout. And then we should be back in the swing of things with our regular cadence. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're still here on YouTube, hit that like button, give it a tickle, see how it feels. We will be back on Tuesday. Jamie, go ahead and take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not down with Total Spotfest, I got 2 words for you. Acknowledge her.
Touche. All right, guys. See you next time.
Peace.